And we welcome you back into Newsmax Now. What you're seeing now is John Kerry in Moscow after meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin today, having a joint news conference with Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, talking about a number of issues: Syria, Iran, and of course the Ukraine. Kerry mentioned that just a few moments ago. We'll keep you posted on what's taking place here. You can also get the latest on Newsmax.com of this story and other major stories of interest today. Let's turn our attention now to a new kind of roundtable. We're talking about the Tom Brady New England Patriots Deflategate scandal. Let's take a listen to some commentators' reactions to this.
You know, obviously, if he's accused, and obviously, yeah, the football, I think it is about integrity, and you have to follow the rules. And so, if someone's breaking rules, I understand. You know, you're gonna get punished for it.
All right, that's Eli Manning, quarterback of the New York Giants, responding to the reports Tom Brady's 4-game suspension for the infamous Deflategate. And joining me now to talk more about this is Steve Partlin, TV host and commentator, and Dr. Terry Lyles. Gentlemen, we saw that Eli Manning soundbite, and it's very, I think, instructive because you see him rolling his eyes. The body language is very obvious. He's probably broken the same rule, right?
Probably. I mean, it's all about being caught, I think.
Right.
You know, especially in sport. You know, I wouldn't say how many shades of gray there are involved in sport, you know, but there's variations of what really happens and what we know that happens. But at the end of the day, if rules are broken, I agree. I mean, something has to be done. And I think one of the biggest issues I kept seeing over and over again is Tom Brady's attitude, his demeanor, you know, like, I'm bigger than this, you don't know what you're talking about. And I think he could have had some better instruction on, say something.
Yeah.
Don't just block us out because, you know, it looks bad.
Well, Steve,
let me just make one comment about what Terry just said. First off, I won't take the shades of gray crack personally. But secondly, this is the seriousness of this rule. If it is a rule, I've been following
Rule 2.
I've been following the National Football League for 40 years. I covered it for almost 20. Did not know this was a rule. When this happened after the AFC Championship game last year, I picked up the phone and called some friends of mine at CBS. All of them covering football longer than I did not know this was a rule.
But it's not
take the way the National Football League treats it. They have a couple of guys deliver the footballs to the referees in their room. They measure them and then hand them back to a couple of $5 an hour guys who maintain the footballs for the rest of the day.
Which is crazy.
So just how seriously is the National Football League about this alleged rule?
But it's not about the rule at this point. It's not about the rule that Brady broke in the game. It's about what he said after the fact. It's about what the Patriots owner, Bob Kraft, said, demanding an apology from the NFL for the investigation. I know you hate the term gate on the end of any scandal, Steve, but this is a gate case where it's not necessarily just the break-in to the Watergate Hotel that is the issue. It is the lying and maybe the cover-up after the fact. That's the issue.
Well, that's the point. It's if you're going to, you know, there's no way a quarterback doesn't know what's going on with the
text
footballs,
messages.
Right? If he's a surgeon and he has a device put in his hand, he knows what that is. And it's if Tom Brady would have just come out and said, you know, I like the ball to feel this way.
Right.
And if he had just said, look, I don't know about PSI, and I don't know about before and after, I just know I like it to feel this way. The ball guys took care of it. That's the way I like the ball. He would have been a lot better off and at least admitted something.
But I'm sure that's how it happens. But more importantly, let's get to the other point that John was bringing up here. You don't get punished because you're arrogant. You get punished because you deceived somebody.
Right.
You get punished because you broke a rule. Because you were arrogant and said in a press conference, I don't think I broke any rules. You don't get punished for that. You don't get punished for Bob Kraft saying, I want an apology if they're wrong.
But if you don't turn over text messages when they've asked you to,
after you promised to cooperate fully in the investigation.
When they gave him chances to get himself out of the noose and he continued to say, I don't want to offer anything related to this, so there's admission of guilt.
Right. Tom Brady has an incredibly, I'm not saying he's an admission of guilt at all. Tom Brady has an incredibly high off-field profile and is married to somebody who has even a higher off-field profile.
They only wanted text messages.
I'm not giving anybody my phone. I learned a long time ago the only way two people can keep a secret is one's dead. I don't believe this at all, that that information that's on my phone that I would consider personal and private to me and my wife will not be seen by anyone else.
But you
and some person will not take advantage of that and release that. I would not have given my phone.
That sounds like legal advice.
I don't blame.
And you could pull certain things out to show if I knew that I didn't do anything wrong, I would say, look, we can blank out certain text
Right.
messages. I'm okay with that because I have nothing to hide. But when you look at the text message fury that was going on with all
Right.
these people,
Right.
we know what happened.
Well, look,
We
I
know.
think Trump hit it on the nail on the head when he said that if Hillary doesn't have to give her emails, why should Tom Brady have to give his emails?
A fair point, too.
I wouldn't be
wanna put this
delivering
in
my
some-
emails to anybody.
Some perspective, too, because we reported on another story yesterday that was talked about over the weekend more so. The Department of Defense, our tax dollars, essentially paying for these moments that we've all witnessed on TV during NFL games where we see our troops honored. Isn't this the bigger scandal here? Shouldn't this be what we're talking about? These moments, I know there is a value with advertising, but charging the Defense Department for these moments and then passing it off as if it were
It's a scandal
real
that the
moment.
National Football League charged them?
Yes.
Yeah,
Or at
you
least,
know,
or at least
I don't know,
there are
John,
deals
I'm
done.
not
but
sure
there are
about that.
deals done with sponsorships all the time,
Yeah.
and my government work, that I do.
All
I mean,
right.
they're paying for things, and things happen. I think the bigger issue, as long as things are paid for and everybody knows what it is, it's when you say
when you
I
hide
didn't
it.
do
Yeah,
anything.
I get
you
that.
hide
No,
it.
All right.
I-
Well, guys, we got 9 seconds left to go. We can have pick up this conversation at a later date, but I appreciate you both being here with us.